afternoon, everybody. So how you doing? It's Raf from Technica Antica. I'm sorry it has taken so long for me to make another video. Actually, adjust this thing. But yeah, times have been rough and I haven't really had the time nor the spirits actually to make another video. I started doing the one regarding Lao-Tzu and Tao Te Ching, and then the what was it, the book? Yeah, the inner game of tennis, which I have to finish and edit. But I thought that I would make another video, quick video on onsets, right? Because lately some of my students, they have addressed that particular, I wouldn't say problem. The word problem is too much of a word, right? I would say that a problem is you have, vocally, if all of a sudden you have I don't know, maybe I wouldn't say even that a nodule is a problem. So yeah, I would go as far as that. It's like the word normal. I don't know, but anyway, let's get not philosophical. Otherwise, the video is gonna, it's gonna be too long and it's gonna be like priest-like. I don't plan on doing that, but it's gonna be. So anyway, all right, onsets. So obviously, when we are performing exercises, when we are training, we perform glottal strokes, which basically is an aggressive sort of onset, right? Imagine I'm on middle C. Yeah, on middle C, and I go right, and that's an onset. Now, that's not the onset that I'm going to use when I sing. This is just simply an exercise that is going to how can I explain it with oranges and apples? It's gonna basically place my larynx, or situate my larynx in the right spot. It's gonna tilt, the larynx is gonna tilt, and then immediately the cricothyroid is gonna stretch, and then I'm gonna have minimal adduction of the cords, performed by the arytenoid muscles. There are many more muscles and tendons and whatnot, but I always talk about simple stuff, because you want to be a third specialist and be my guest, but you don't need to talk about the vocalis and the arytenoid, the tendons and ligaments and all that stuff. For me, simplistic. Actually, James never even talked about this, but hey, what can I say? Like in French, chacun sa mère. So now, in that position, basically we train the larynx to get ready. If I'm on middle C, right? Right? Then if I'm on a G, for example, for a tenor, that is considered like a high note. I wouldn't say high note, but then I do this is an open onset. This would be a covered onset. I can do it in many different ways, but this is the way I prefer to do it. It's a soft cover, right? Right? Now, what is gonna be the difference when I actually sing? I remember my dearest teacher, Sue McCulloch, the one that used to say that tenor is not a voice, it's a disease. That you can find that phrase also in The Great Caruso with Mari Lanza. That the onset is like when you press a spray. You say, I cannot spray, and you go, shh. So actually, she was referring somehow to that sort of tilt. How do we perform that? Okay, well, this is a question of your mind, sending the right instructions to the right muscles. So, or thus, what you basically, if I'm on middle C and I want to perform an onset on for example on an aria, right? I think down and basically out, right? So I have this sensation of expansion, and of course, out, because I don't want to be stuck on my neck. So if the hard onset, the glottal stroke is the onset here will be like So there is no air escaping. There's not this H. That's a voice. That's a habit, right? So I would start, and then I feed. Basically, I just think about making my folds vibrate. That's all. That's all. Down, out, expand. Then the voice goes. That's how you start. Right? So that's it. So that's the onset. Down, out, expand. So nothing gets like narrow and constricts. So what happens, again, people talk about this Pasaggio thing, and and I always say El Paso is a place in Texas, and I will always repeat that. But something happens, right? Something happens. Okay, but we know the solution, or how to negotiate that. So imagine that the onset is on a G. Well, it's exactly the same thing, but I'm using either the U as a tool that I recommend. How could I say that? Like highly, right? I highly recommend. So the onset on a glottal stroke is or no. So if I'm going to actually sing something, down, out, and obviously covered. So I have an U right here and I have an A right here, but nothing changes from. There you go. That's all you have to do. If you start searching for space, you start searching for volume, you start searching for anything else, something is gonna go. Something is gonna go sideways, and you don't want things to go sideways just because. All right. So there are a couple of exercises that McRae used to do with McRae, and it's actually this. So you basically control the pressure of the arytenoids. And I know this is repetitive because I've shown this exercise in another video, but I'm gonna repeat it because I just want to talk about the onset. So basically, you start on low C, bottom C, right, C3, and you go, in which you have arytenoid action, right? So adduction, but you're not overpressing. You want some presence there. And then what you want to go is to do the octave, and you don't go into basically falsetto or anything. So if you see my Adam's apple, which basically is my larynx, you're gonna notice that my larynx doesn't move. Now, what is that? Well, that's head voice, in which the adduction is not as strong as in basically chest voice, but obviously I can go back and forth from this chest to head. So basically, that's the other exercise that I would recommend. But to start with, I would go la arytenoid, la arytenoid, what low larynx. Okay, and then I would be, I would advance. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, semitone by semitone. So it's just F, la. There you go. Sorry for the speed, and sorry for one thing. Important thing. Yeah, sing speed. Don't you? Haven't you realized that? There you go. Never go up if you don't feel that the pieces are like engaged down. Okay? Because if down is not working, imagine you're on this F and you go and you don't see, that's what you want. The pieces to engage so they can vibrate. If you don't get there, the other one that is not gonna come out properly, and actually this is useless. So you continue advancing, you will notice that on B natural the voice gets a bit kind of wonky, it wants to go up, so you have to try to tell your larynx, hey, tilt, because if you don't, you might get a surprise. So we're on B. See, there is not a real break. If I went to falsetto, I would have to get the onset once more. And I did. Did I say this in some dialect? I would take this exercise only to F, right? So that's going to train both your onset and a reinforcer of falsetto if you need it. You're not gonna use it in classical singing, of course not. It's like if you were doing Stabat Mater and you go there, you know, unless you are a very light tenor, you know, people are gonna find out, and that's not gonna be nice. But don't forget, you're using your head voice and stuff, and you know everything is developing. Everything is developing. Why? Because the other exercise that I propose you do to find out that basically it's just a question of adduction, not of a larynx position, is this one. So we do 3, and I've shown you this like ages ago, and I believe again and again, and I will never get tired of doing this. So it's just going to the octave on that head voice and then coming down on basically full voice, which is gonna be dead easy on that ooh, right? And release, right? So on F would be okay? On an A, because you're gonna go to a top A, there you go, right? And I would take this exercise, don't move, up to a B flat. I haven't sang a note today. This is the first note I sing, so there you go. So see, I'm warming up, sort of. I don't feel yet the thing clicking. So bam, and there it is. And that shows you how it's just a question of adduction. And obviously, if you're warming up like myself, you're gonna find it that it's not as smooth as the final product. Okay. All right. Well, that's all for today. It's not bad. Things, you know, under 15 minutes, or maybe slightly over. But okay. If you need any help, you know where to find me. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Woo! And if you don't, well, sorry, did my best. And for anything else, you can either, you know, check my my website, tecnicaantica.com, or you can look me up on Instagram, and I'll be just send me an email. Okay, easiest. Okay, be very bad. Bye bye.